Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're back in Scotland as we have been for the entire series and will be until I'm happy with it. We're sat at Pollokshaws East, staring at Langside there in the distance, as it was at the end of the previous episode. A quick transition will show you that I've been busy working out some of the infrastructure around the two stations, adding a few trees here and there, but mainly trying to figure out where things are going to be in relation to our slightly larger than half scale we've gone around the Cathcart circle here. If you look to the right, you'll see a road heading up from the housing, and that takes us back roughly to the correct lay of the land based on the height map. We're getting there eventually. Things are starting to come together. It will put us back on track, puns intended, for following the lines again that Oswyn took the time to put in. So thank you for that, Oswyn. It's saving me quite a bit of production time creating this lovely area. I'm really invested in this now. I wasn't too sure. I didn't know a lot about Scottish Railway, and so far I'm loving it. I hope you are too. You'll see I've extended the river, which I can't remember the name of. We'll take a look on the map in a second, because we've got a build and a half, haven't we, today? We've got a station on a junction. I'm not sure how it's going to go. We have some limitations, but we'll talk about those when we're looking at the map. I have been extremely busy, though, researching this build. Haven't tested it, but I do have plans, and again, we'll talk about those when we're on the map view. The build, we're heading this way, as you can see. We should be here. I mean, they've started to line up, which isn't bad. This marker here is this station here, Cross Hill. That's Mount Florida, which is going to be closer to, I would imagine, here. That means our junction's going to be down there. It's still going to be tight, but we can probably use this bit of track to make sure we meet up with the rest of our line here. Once we have the entirety of the Cathcart circle in place, everything inside it can be finalized. We can start putting the main roads in, all the bus stops. We've got a few bus stops in their correct positions at the moment, and eventually we'll have the actual bus services running those lines. So I'm looking forward to that as well. That's going to be another money earner. Freight is coming. That'll be a big one for us, and we're going to have some pretty amazing freight yards to do. Whether they still exist or did exist, we're going to utilize that and improvise a little bit. So onto the map. This is where we were, Langside Station. Here's the river. White Cart Water is the river that's running around here, and it goes under Cathcart, which is why I started extending it. Currently, I think I have it about here at the moment, just around this cricket club. I don't think we have any cricket assets. That's something we're going to have to... I guess we could just have a field, right? That would be absolutely fine. And I would like to give this a go. I'm going to have to hunt down some assets, so we'll leave a nice space for that. A bit of concrete, perhaps, and put some building equipment in there in preparation for a recreation of that. Probably a time-lapse to try and get that going. I'm going to have to research all the mods available and see if we can't find a way to get this blue roof. I don't think we're going to get a blue roof. But the big build, we've got some, as I mentioned earlier, some issues with Transport Fever and what we've got to do. If we zoom in, we've got points on a bridge that then go on to solid ground. Not really, well, in fact, it's not possible. Or it didn't used to be possible, I've double checked, but Transport Fever doesn't like that. No, you can't have a junction start on a bridge and then end on solid ground. So plans for building this. I'm going to call this outside track, outside of the Cathcart circle. The leading track, the one that dictates what every other track is going to do. That's roughly how I work them out when I'm building junctions or recreating junctions. The reason behind that is the outside track doesn't look to change its angle to meet the inside track. rather the other way around. The inside track gets sharper as this continues on a nice steady curve, doesn't it? And this one, the inside track, then heads out and heads back in again. So I feel like if we use this outside track, that's going to be key to where everything else lies. And here we go. Yes, we're going to cross under. We've got a junction, a fly over, under. And then we've got another track here that's going to meet it. That's the easy part. This one's going to be tricky, as we've also got a road to cross over the top. Dear oh dear. I know, we've got a mission on our hands with this one. We're also crossing over White Cart Water again with the station. And we've got an underpass entrance, the only entrance for Cathcart. We could do something similar here to what I did at Queen's Park for the main building. Not a perfect recreation, but it gives the essence of the station. This I'm not sure about. My initial thought is we take this and we make it all a bridge so that we can have junctions everywhere. The only downside to that is that we're definitely on an embankment. We may need to improvise there. We'll see how it goes. So there we have it. That is the plan. Now, what we have to do is put that plan into action. So where are we heading? It goes straight for a while. We can use this to get a rough idea of how we need to be merging with this track heading down here. That is Muir End. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that. Possibly not. Let's get building. Let's get some tracks in. If we can just make a start on it, that will make me happy. We know it's going to be 40, although I did see a speed sign just here off this track that was 25, so we'll have to figure out where that is. We can always do that later on. This is going to be the leading track, and I think we should go straight a little bit. So based on the map, if we look north, we need to be a little bit to the west of where Cross Hill is with Cathcart. Looking at Oswyn's sketch here, that is correct. There we go. We're just a little bit west of Cross Hill there. So given that, we're going to have to start this junction probably here. It's, yes, that should be okay, shouldn't it? This is the one that's going to have the nice curve, constant curve. And we're going to keep everything flat, as it's going to make junction work quite a bit easier. We're probably going to need to go as tight as we can as well. Or do we? No, the inside one wants to be... Oh, no, the inside one will be tighter. I'm going to say we're going to go as tight as possible on this. How much wiggle room do we have? In fact, that's quite nice. Look at that. We don't start hitting 39 until that point. That gives us a bit of room for the inside track to not slow down too much. That is the initial curve. What we need now is a straight bit that's going to be a bridge where the road's heading under. Do you know, I feel like we could maybe head up a bit and make use of this extra terrain we've got over here. And it does look like it raises up there as well. And considering we're the ones that are supposed to be on an embankment, we do have kind of this nice straight section before it to head up just a touch. So if we start from where we join, just here, and start to just head up a little bit, make use of this at a constant grade. Whether it exists in real life, I'm not sure. But it brings us almost to, yeah, it brings us almost level with where the terrain is. Which is kind of nice, isn't it? And then we can do the same with this. Now, we've got a little bit of a climb there. It's going to make it a little bit easier for our work that we've got to do diving underneath, as the last thing we really need is to dive down to sea level and make that really complicated. There we go. A lot less digging in. And we'll take that back now. Perfect. This is key, isn't it? You've got to get this bit right. Because if this bit's wrong, we're going to be out everywhere. Now, we can use these guides to figure out whether we're roughly on the right angle. And we're going to need to go just a little bit further. Will that do the trick? Will that get us where we need the bridge? We're probably going to need to knock that back a little further to about there. Then we do our bridge. It's blue and white, which we do not have. I can't reach the thingy. There we go. Stick that to the side. In fact, there's no blue in here whatsoever. So wherever there's blue, we'll go grey. That seems to make sense. And we'll use a basic girder bridge should do, which is, I believe, what is selected. Straight, flat. Just there. And this is the outside track, so I've got to remember that. Yeah, so if we do a similar angle to what we've been doing... No, we need the straight bit. If we don't get this straight bit in, it's going to be difficult to get across. There we go. Let's get that in somewhere like that. Oh, it might be about perfect. Look at that. It'll be amazing if it is. This is a continuous curve, so... And we're, oh, there we go. We've gained a bit of height. And we'll have to come down again. Maybe. I don't know, actually. We look close to the same height over there, don't we? So that will be the station. It's about 88 metres. Or it'll be near to where the station's going to be. And then we need to continue round, don't we? Like that. Okay, am I happy with that? Possibly. There's going to be a gap. A couple of tracks width. How I want to do that, I'm not entirely sure at the moment. I might put a gap in by doing something like... No, not that though. We do need you to make a bridge if possible. Can we get you making a bridge? There we go. I was thinking of doing something like this for the bridge. And then deleting the actual middle section to replicate what's going on here. In the centre. And then we can fill in the middle. So that's not going to be there. That's not going to be there. What I need to figure out now is how do we do the Newton branch line? If we head from here, as long as we're flat, and keep it... well, it does curve round a little bit. If we do something like that, and keep it flat. We're heading up to here. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit further, but I feel like we can maybe start meeting up with this. Even though our angles are slightly off, it's because we need to meet back up here. Near Cambuslang, we're eventually heading. Okay, this looks okay to me. I'm glad we've got the height, because we need to dive under this track with another track. I say we stick... Oh, it's in tracks, isn't it? We stick in the platforms, which are going to be really close to where this splits. Probably somewhere like that. And we may go a little bit more than 80 for this. I'm going to say 90. And do the same on here. That should give us the width we need. I just need this this inside section of the track to be the width. Leading up to the junction there. Yeah, there we go. I'm kind of happy with that at the moment. If we do head up to that track, is it okay? Oh, it's actually kind of beautiful, isn't it? The entrance we can build here. The question I have is, where do we do that? Where do we do the entrance? Oh, but that's not going to work, is it, Grand? That's too close. I'll tell you why. We've got to get this inside track running across. But this is kind of in the right place for the station. We may need to make this a little... wider, perhaps? No, this might work. I think it does get closer. Well, let's show you on the map. There you go. You can see it's wider here. We do need to leave these gaps in that we've got. And then it goes back in. We have a diamond just there. Right on where the station is. So that's where the station's going to start. We do join back up with no gap between the two tracks. Okay, I think I'm happy with that then. It's a little bit closer than it would be. So there's the diamond. Now, can we fit the station actually on the diamond? This would be interesting. Or not quite. Could we maybe do it from there and then draw an extra bit? Yes. And just curve it round. Keep it flat. There we go. Lovely. We won't start the station there, though. We'll start the station back here. That's almost perfect, isn't it? I don't know how long we've got it. We'll just eyeball this. I would like this station to be a little larger than normal. Then we can delete this back and get this drawn in correctly from there. There we go. That end bit of the station is going to join back in so that we can get back to that piece of track. Meaning we can get rid of that and then have a lovely arc heading onto this platform. Which is going to be P1. P1's on the inside. P2's on the outside. I have actually done a little bit of research. The points are on the bridge. If we try and do that, we're going to have an issue. You can't really have... Well, there you go. You can't have a crossing or points on a bridge. But if we can get away with doing it this way, we don't need them on the bridge, even though they're not accurate. This one, where it heads off that way, is technically accurate. It is how it sort of sits there. So that would be okay. It's a little bit on the bridge, but we can get away with doing that. This bit, I love. We've got the diamond in exactly the correct place. We need to shrink that section back down. So what we'll do is we will take it up to this piece of track and then we'll bring it in up here. And we'll keep it nice and flat. And we'll use the shift key just to get it so that we're heading back to this track here. I mean, we're curved anyway, so it's going to work regardless. But we might as well get the shape of the station since we're using the lovely station mod here. Let's get you up to the edge of the station. And then will you... Oh, you missed it. Will you just glide in nicely to there? There we go. Love it. Right, then get you up there. We'll figure out where we're going to cross under once we've got this bit in. Now what we can do with this is just continue off. There's going to be two bridges. One here, one here. But we need the lay of the land, don't we? It looks like we're going up, but I don't think we are. I think it's just this piece of terrain here is heading down, which is lovely. Now, where's our river? Our river's heading up that way at the moment. This is temporary paint that I've got in. Once we've finalized all of this area, I can go ahead and add the animated texture, but that's going to be tedious. It's going to be extremely long-winded. Now then, we need to join this up gradually up here. If we can make it 38 would be kind of lovely. And then link back up to there. And then we need to do something similar. What angle do we need for this? If we head out to meet this, that might be perfect. Yeah, if we head out that way and start heading back to that track, then we should be able to do something like that. There we go. That should give us the junction. We are going to have to delete all this back and terraform this so we don't have to mess and deal with all the terrain issues we've currently got. I mean, we can make a start on it. It was asked if we could do some official episoding, which is smoothing as opposed to leveling. And we'll get around to that. I did do some off camera. Well, here we go. Here we go. We'll just do it here. Official episode. There we go. Finally, guys, we official episoded somewhere, even though technically it wasn't required. Oh, no, it's required here. There we go. Official episode. We got it. We got it. Official episoding. Oh, I'm happy. There we go. It was actually kind of nice doing it that way, wasn't it? This bit is all the same level here, except for where the river's going to be. But if we bring this all up like that, it's going to make our lives a bit easier when we've got to work out where everything's going. I believe that's our junction, though. Right, I've got the map up with the junction in view. We're going to switch to it. Oh, it's not quite in the same place, but yes. Does that work? Yes? I'm happy. Yes, it works. Guys, I'm super happy. We got it in. Now, P1 is in the middle. P2 is on the outside. However, I shouldn't do that yet, should I? There's going to be an underground section, which is about here. It goes under the junction. Now, what we might be able to do is just fake it. Have a... Maybe? I mean, I wouldn't mind this having some sort of underground thing. If we can go actual underground, though, with a pavement of some sort, I believe we can get away with it. Well, do you know, what should I do? I should Really, really save that. Okay, our hard work has been saved. So we don't have to worry too much about things going awry from this point forward. And that pleases me very much. Now, let's see if we can't get the roads in and the terraforming done. I mean, the station is about done, but we need to figure out where this river's going to be and where the roads are going to be as well. The river is going to have to be lower than the roads, so we're going to have to figure that out as well. I guess what we could do is possibly take this from here and draw a line up there. We are on an embankment all the way up to here. Just smooth that out and go underneath. Just there. It's nice and deep, so we're not going to have any issues there. Possibly a little too deep. Maybe we can take that up a bit and then meet it. I would like to get a road just under there because it has a low bridge on either side. So if we do that there, and we gain a little bit of height with our road, we're starting to meet the terrain again down here as well. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of beautiful. Do it in the right place. Oh, it's perfect. Here we go. Yeah, so that's our new level up here. And we'll need to go back over that way as well. Meaning we can probably get the B762 in. What do we need? City roads. If we can just do this, get that running that way, get a rough idea of how tall we are. I mean, we can go a little bit higher, I think. And then we've got to get a low bridge feeling, haven't we? And we can step down gently then to meet that piece of road over there. But how does that do? We actually need it to complain. I'll show you how to get rid of these trees as well. Yeah, we can go lower still. Look at that. And we'll flatten up to that height instead, which is far less terrain to deal with over here. We're getting closer and closer to where it should be. Even though we're not in technically the right place, I do feel like that over there. Well, what we can do is get the terrain here at this point, just after, we're at 26 meters. And what is it over here? 19. So about, what, 6 meters? 7 meters. 7 meters off. It's not too far, is it? Really? From this point to that point. Who's that? Is it Broxy? Not Broxy. And that's, I believe... Oh, that's a stag. Not what I thought it was going to be. Anyway, distracted by the wildlife once again. How's this doing? That's perfect. I needed you to collide. I'll show you now how to get rid of these trees. Now, we're going to have to hold shift when we do this. Otherwise, it won't make the initial bridge. As soon as you see a tree, which it's not going to do. But if you see a tree, just bring it back a little bit. We do want to be at that angle. And then we can just head off. And we shouldn't get any more trees in this section. As soon as you see trees, if you don't want them there, you can just bring it back. It'll never place trees. That needs to be straighter from that point. But for demonstration purposes, that's how you avoid some trees. If you need them to not intersect. There we go. We'll stick trees in there. That'll be fine. Now, given that, that's how we can fix... Let's go all the way over here. We haven't been over here for a while. That's how I'm going to fix this here. I'm going to get rid of the trees on that section of road. Be a bit tricky to do, but I will do it. Let's go back. Where are we? We're actually doing quite well. I haven't zoomed out in a long time, but that's a lot going on. Yeah, if we Alt-G, left Alt-G, no, right Alt-G, we can see we're starting to really get the network together, aren't we, in this section. And there's the Cathcart circle there. Not so much a circle as a wiggle jiggle. I don't know what that means. I went with it and stuck with it. Right, and then we have another road coming out here, so we'll stick that in. Just slightly under the bridge here. Not quite. We need that like that. Oh, yeah, there we go. I think that might do it. That might be good enough. Just like that. That is Newlands Road, heading that way. I want to say it joins up with there. It might do for us. The B762 curves off round here, and we might send it up. Now, what have we got to do over here? That's right. we've got to get us a tunnel going, or a bridge, for our river over here. That looks like the place it would be. Perhaps what we can do is turn on this. I believe there's like station... Yeah, there's these here. Concrete bridge with no pillars and no railing. So we can get something like that, perhaps? I've not tried this. If we join in there, will it make it? There we go. Oh, that's kind of nice, isn't it? That might work for us. It's a bit too big, isn't it? It's supposed to be just here. Well, the scale, it's going to be really small, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be super small. Where do I want this? If we go something like here, we can redo this section of track. There we go. It's done it. It's done it. We've got the bridge. This bit of track may need tidying up now, so we'll do that. Get that knocked all the way back. Do we connect in quite nicely? We do. A little bit fortunate. We go in something like that. I know we've lost the lovely curve, but it does give us a really straight bridge to work with. To put the river under. Then we can curve it round. It's on a curve. The other section is going to be just there. Okay, I'm happy with it. I knew this would be kind of challenging. Well, I mean, we're slower. It's a lot tighter, isn't it? I don't mind it. I think it's worked. I think we've got what we need here. Now, we've got this section. We can flatten all this up to here and send it under, I think. And then we need to go a little bit lower still with our water over there. Our water's just here. Again, we can get the contours and just have a look how low we are there. We're at 6.8 meters above sea level there. And we're at 19 meters there. I guess our river's going to have to head up a little bit, which it would be, wouldn't it? It would be heading up. Yes, because our contours here are slowly heading up. It's probably coming down from there, perhaps? Yes. It does join up. It joins up this end somewhere. One of these two. But, yeah, so we can go quite a bit lower there, which is nice. Going to leave us a bit of detailing room. So, given that, if we make this part, I would like to make this part a bridge as well. So, we'll use that to start with, just so we know where. It's a bit monstrous. I don't think it's going to be quite that big. It's probably going to be more like that. We're just using this terrain for now. Yeah, it's going to be more like that. I guess we can go a bit lower with this. We've got to still make this river work with the rest of the road network that's going to go around here. If we do something like that. Right, now we know where this bridge needs to be, and we can probably just... Will you make a nice bridge? I would like you to be possibly this one. Just here. Oh no. Maybe that one. Nope, that's even worse. That one, this one. Oh, do you know what I'm going to do? Let's just pretend none of that happened. Then we're going to make an invisible bridge. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to make sure it does it properly. And we'll build our own. There we go. Which means this bit can just, I hope, do that. Yeah, there we go. So that can head off that way. Possibly a little bit of a curve. What we can do with the water here, even though it's quite deep, is we can use the texture and eventually get the slope working. I've still got to figure out where this river is heading. What we're going to do now is paint it so that I remember that's what we're doing there. That we're doing a river. Right, let's get us some green water, medium, which is what we're using over on that side. We'll get this paint like that. Get the brush down. And we do want 100%. And now we know this is all going to be river. Underneath the station, just there. That's beautiful. I've gone a little bit up the sides. It doesn't matter. And we can tidy that up where necessary. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's going to be river just there. It's about the right colour as well. I like it. I think the main thing for me today is that we've got this in. Now, what can we do to make this bit work? Can we get a path running under there? I'm going to save it again because I'm a little bit nervous about things we're doing. As I'm not entirely convinced this is going to work. If we can make an actual tunnel... No, it's not quite, is it? We'd have to go down quite a bit further, I think. I might have a better idea, though. We might be able to put an entrance either side and make it look like it's a tunnel. This is the only stumbling block I've got. Should we see if we can't make this a station? Because it has everything it needs, right? It has all the ingredients for Cathcart. P1 first, and then followed by P2. No, do not join to Langside. That'll be a ginormous station. Do not join. There we go. And then on this side is going to be P2. It should be interesting to see how this all lines up. Dear oh dear. This station mod's rather nice, isn't it? We can have the platform a little further away from that diamond, which might help things. Join there. Did you work? Did you really work? Oh, guys, I'm surprised, to say the very least. Get rid of these two sections. There we go. Don't need those in. That side is perfect. Look at that. Well, there, that happened. Shall we change this? Cathcart. There we go. We've got it. Let's configure this. I'd like a up and downy. Just there. Should do just fine. There's our waiting connection. Just here. I'm intrigued to see how I managed to do this. We do have a building here. What is it? Party People's Video DJs. Not sponsored. And Kanoto Pizza. Alright. We've got it. This curves round and goes under the B762 here. So we might be able to continue that around if we go with terrain tools. Up to that. It's almost where this line is, which wasn't planned. Yes, maybe. Guys, I might be able to get that to work. Let's just get a little bit of a road going. And turn on bridging. And give us a... What would we like? Something like that. Will you make a bridge? There we go. And we don't want to take it down too far. We've already got this going on over the other side. Yeah, do you know what? I'll take that. We'll continue that off. Like that. That should be good enough. And then we can flatten this section to get a rough idea of where our embankment will be. Or how high the embankment is. And where everything else is going around it. There we go. It's definitely going to be our river, isn't it? And then we can paint that. And then we've got a bit of a slope change up there. We can put that anywhere, though. Possibly away from the station. But I'll figure out how to do that at a later date. Paint tools. Let's get our water. Oh, we got it selected. Messing this up. But it's only an outline, guys. Fear not. We'll get it sorted. There we go. Yeah, that's working, isn't it? Cathcart is pretty much how I like it. We can do some extra track there. There are no crossovers. There's one up here. And there's one just before this station. King's something, I think. But yeah, guys. Are we in? I know we don't have a connection yet. Do you know, let's play with an idea. If we get this and we bring it up to roughly where it would be. I think it would be more like there, wouldn't it? And then the other side, we continue our way. And then we'll flatten this back out. There we go. Can we make this work? Buildings. I would like it to sort of connect. I don't know whether it will. Because I want to bury it a little bit. Which way round is it? It is that way. Will you get under there? Get in there. Join Cathcart. Did you work? Are you joined? It's not looking pleasant at the moment, but it will do. Okay, can we have a little pavement? Well, go on. If this goes in, I'll be super surprised. And we just need like a little 3 meter. Will you do it? Oh, you will. You will. You're actually too high. Well, that not too high. I mean, it sort of works, doesn't it? If it works, it works. Actually rather pleasant. I am surprised. Just something like that. Little connection for our road to hook into. And then we can detail it up. It doesn't even need to be lined up either. Okay. Right, guys, we did it. Somehow. It's not pretty, but it's in. We'll tidy it up. Oh, you've made a hole in the track there. I didn't think that would go in. We'll have to cover that up, but we can do that. That means we can technically connect the station. Yeah, we've got 2 access points either side. What I'd like that to be then is a little small road round the back. A small little access road just here. There. That gives us a connection. Now, will you connect up to there? Okay. Yes, we go up a little bit. I don't mind that. Now, there's Devlin Road, which does have another bridge across this river. That would go somewhere along here. Obviously, we'll need it at that height, whatever that path is at. There we go. We'll just get that in here. There is an embankment here, so this is all perfect. There's all sorts of a mess of a junction going on here. Biggish road, maybe we could do something like that for it. Perhaps we can extend that path. Let's make that straight. I'm going to bring you off something like that. And flat. Up to there. And then we can extend this. We do not want it to touch. So all we need to do is just bring it out so that it makes a connection with the road. We are not connected there. Then we need to lock these so the AI doesn't get any wonderful ideas. Everything is connected. I'd like to more official episode this. There we go. Just bring this down here. That's all going to be trees, bushes. I might see if I can't get this closer, which means the junction can be a little further away. It doesn't quite need to be that big. I do like that it's like this. We can detail that section up. Oh, are we in the right place? Look at that. A little bit west. Oh, it's beautiful. We're going to fit Mount Florida somewhere around here. We might be curving a bit too much here. But I'm okay with that. No, because we do a little wiggle back, don't we? Yeah, it would be on this straight section. We've got to go underneath and meet this back up. But, yes, other than that, I believe we might need a little crossover. Can we cheat? Oh, that's risky. Let me save this. This will not remain a double slip switch, but look at that. We've got a double slip switch right on the edge of the station. Guys, we're in. You know what we should do? We should extend this line. And then just get on board and see how that junction works. Which will be interesting. Manage line. After Langside, you're going to be going to Cathcart, yes. So we'll add that in. And then you're going back there. Currently, you're doing that because we need a one-way signal just here to force your hand, which possibly will be here. Do you know what? We'll put an AWS in as well. Somewhere like that. There we go. Oh, you're not one way, though. That was my fault. Get you one way. Yeah, you're going to complain. We'll swap you over in a bit. Should we put AWS in? Killer cans. Nicely done, Killer. I love these little sub-menus. Somewhere like that should do quite nicely. We need some junction boxes and stuff on the side as well. Terminals. You should be on P2 on the outside. Absolutely wonderful. That should be everything, right? You're just the wrong side here. This earlier one needs to be on P1. Bring up the line. Check that. We're using the temporary double slip switch there. We are going to need to signal up this junction. Oh, in fact, we could do that. Then we'll put a residential building in. And then I think we'll call it. I don't know whether this would have one of the fancy things on it. One of these. It might have. We'll make it one way. We'll put that a little ways off the junction there. We can put as another AWS magnet in. Just there. Oh, are you coming to use it? Yeah, you are. Lovely. He's going to use it. Don't worry, we'll get on another train. But look, he's using the... oh, it's lovely. That sound is beautiful. You're going to struggle on here and probably clip the station, but that's not how we're going to use that. Are you clipping the station? Yes, you are. This is not how it's used. Probably why there isn't a double slip switch here. It's just a diamond. When that's just using this correctly, that won't be a thing. We are... oh, look at that. And we stop over the river. Oh, you're beautiful. Right, anyway, let's get us a quick not residential, a quick commercial building from Mad Hatter's commercial selection down here. And just, yeah, you're going to come all this way for a quick Burger King. We want 5 on. Well, I don't know about assets, actually. Off. There we go. You're going to be just there. We have no corner buildings, so we'll improvise with that. You're not quite lined up, are you? There we go. You can go there. Should we just put another one in? Why not? Oh, they want to be all the same. Poundland, coming soon, which is coming soon everywhere. Fairly accurate. We'll put you in there for now. That should give us a couple of buildings of interest for some people to get on board. Guys, I'm happy with the build. There we go. It doesn't look much as far as Transport Fever is concerned. That's complicated. I think once this is detailed up, we're going to have the Cathcart circle looking rather marvellous. And it looks like we can join up here as well. Would there be an early signal here? I don't know how that works. Because we can't have signals on stations. Yeah, I may have messed that up. So I might have to shrink this down a bit. And not actually have the station extend that far track-wise. I'll toy with that, guys. We'll get on board. Because I would like the signalling, if there is one. Which I have a feeling there might be. Right, our train's coming down here. This is perfect. Right, guys. Thank you for watching. We have Cathcart station in. We've extended our line to go to Cathcart. And we have the Junction in too, which makes me all sorts of happy. It was a technical build, wasn't it? We explored some mechanics of the game that do not exist. But if we hide all the gubbins, it's going to look like it should look. We've got the river in. We'll continue to join that river up. And then we can detail everything in once Mount Florida is in. So, what are we doing when we come back? We will finish off the Junction completely, so that we go over to the next station towards Newton and put in Mount Florida. Yes, overly optimistic on what we're going to achieve, possibly, but it's looking okay. It's looking like we can dive under that. We may need to head down, like I said, before we get to oh, I can't remember. It begins with a C. Why can't I remember the name of that? Something Hill. No, it's gone. Cahill? No, he used to play for Everton, I think. Anyway, guys, once again, thank you for watching. And until next time, take care.